Hi, welcome back, and this is a very interesting vlog on my trips, actually multiple trips to Costa Rica over the past several months as I traveled there for business. Costa Rica is a small country in Central America, and I'm actually headed there for the third time, and I've traveled there both via Delta and Spirit, which is a low-cost airline, but this time I'm traveling on Spirit Airways, and I'm going to be headed there to Costa Rica via Fort Lauderdale, which is a city in South Florida. And I have a quick stopover before I get on to my last leg from Fort Lauderdale to San Jose, Costa Rica. So it's going to be an interesting flight, and I usually like to get there in the daytime, but this time I've got a night flight. But I'm going to explore and see how that all works out as I land late into the night in Costa Rica. For now, I'm enjoying the night view here as we take off from Atlanta, Georgia, and enjoy the city skyline as we take off here. Wow, look at this view from the aircraft. Beautiful sunset over the clouds as we take off here from Atlanta. So I'm getting on to my final flight leg here in Fort Lauderdale to get to San Jose. So after staying the night at this beautiful airport hotel, I'm going to be heading back to the airport now via the airport shuttle so that I can go pick up a rental car and go explore this beautiful tropical paradise country, Costa Rica. So after I was able to pick up my car and get some of my work done, I found some time to head to the San Jose City Center, which you can see here. It's a pretty lively place with a lot of people really walking around, exploring the shops and the restaurants and things like that. So really nice overall. And there's a really nice market here as well called the Central Market, which you can go check out. For now, it's back to the hotel for some good night's sleep. Today I'm going to be heading to the Lapaz Waterfall garden area, which is about 1.5 hours away from Costa Rica. And as you can see here, I'm driving through the countryside in Costa Rica, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You can see the beautiful mountains, the lush green fields, and here's a beautiful scenery of the rural landscape in Costa Rica. Not a whole lot of civilization as such, but still gorgeous to see the green pastures overall and explore the towns as we pass through. So I'm here at the Lapaz Waterfall and Garden area, which is a gorgeous setup of beautiful tropical vegetation and quite an amazing array of flora and fauna, something that honestly I have not experienced before. So this is quite a breathtaking view, and I'm excited to explore this garden in its entirety. It takes about an hour or so to explore the full garden area, and you can walk around and follow different trails across the garden. There are also some animals on the premises here, including some monkeys, which is really amazing to see. There are lots of monkeys here in Costa Rica of all kinds of varieties, and this one's not in its fully natural habitat. It's in a cage, but look at them having fun and playing with each other all day here. And there's a lot of other things to explore here as well, but mostly in the garden area it's really about enjoying the scenery and checking out the different types of flowers and the vegetation that they have. But I'm going to be now heading out to the waterfall area, which is about a 15 to 30 minute hike depending on how quick you can walk and run. And this is the beautiful waterfall view. As you can see, it is totally worth the hike and absolutely stunning. Beautiful views with the waterfall and the mist and everything else here. After a beautiful trip to the waterfall, I'm driving back into the San Jose area, which, as I said earlier, is about an hour and a half drive back into the city. And it's raining pretty heavily here, and one of the things that you should keep in mind whenever you plan to visit Costa Rica, whether for work or for pleasure, the seasons here are quite interesting. They have rain quite through the year, and it's really just the November to February, March timeframe where there's less rainfall, and it's called their dry season. And that's often their peak time to visit Costa Rica, and a lot of tourists come here for vacation during that time. Personally, I like the rain, and it's quite an experience to drive through this heavy rainfall. As you can see, the visibility is really poor, and you do have to be a bit careful while driving here because the roads are not really very wide, and it's oftentimes a single road highway, especially as you head out of town and get into the rural areas of Costa Rica. Plus, you have to be careful. There are people walking on the road, as you can see, and sometimes there are blind curves with vehicles coming across the other side with very little warning. So some of these aspects really are tricky nuances, and you may be caught unawares if you're not careful. So just keep that in mind if you're driving here in Costa Rica. So today I'm going to be doing something pretty interesting. I'm here at the Brit Coffee and Chocolate Shop and Tour, where I'm going to be exploring how they actually package, grow coffee, and really understand the Costa Rican coffee market and the approach. Costa Rica, as you may have heard, is one of the top producers of coffee, especially due to the nature of the environment and the volcanic soil that exists. It's quite conducive to the growth of coffee plants, and that is something that is really fascinating to see. As we walk through the store, you can see the actual coffee plantation, and you can see how the various plants really evolved from just being planted as seeds, as this gentleman here explains, and they are germinated in small containers and then eventually migrated onto the farm to grow into the full coffee plants that we usually see. And quite an interesting explanation here in terms of how the coffee seeds need like several weeks to germinate, and then how it has to be carefully managed in terms of producing it, and then taking it from all the beans to the final grinding, which is the final step before you can actually consume the coffee. So they have these grinders that they explain to us out here, which are the true vehicles for grinding the coffee. It's another nice and bright day here in Costa Rica, and today I'm going to be heading out to Jaco Beach, which is a beautiful beach about 2 hours drive from the city center in San Jose, Costa Rica. The unique thing about this beach is that it's actually a black sand beach because of the volcanic deposits that are in the soil, and this makes it pretty interesting. So it's not quite the regular beach in terms of the sand that you might see where you can just lounge and have a good time, but definitely a breathtaking view of the ocean and some really gorgeous overall mountain kind of scenery mixed in with the beach area. And I think not the most popular beach for sure in Costa Rica. There's lots of other beaches which I have yet to explore, but this one is, I think, the easiest to access from the city, and therefore many tourists actually make this one of their first stops in Costa Rica if they want to explore the beach kind of scenery. And yeah, definitely have to find a good sunny day, because as I was stating earlier, most of Costa Rica is drenched in rain through the year, and therefore it may be hard to find a good time when you can actually go to the beach if you're not here during the November to February timeframe. So some really gorgeous scenery overall. I think enjoyed my stay here on the beach, and really soaking in the scenery and the surf, and checking out the drive on the way, which was exceptionally beautiful, almost kind of like the Pacific One drive that you might see in California. So some really breathtaking views overall, and I think one of the nicest places I've visited in Costa Rica so far. And I think I'm excited to see what the other beaches would really have to offer as well. But for now, I'm here in the Jaco Beach town area, and I'm going to be exploring and getting myself some lunch, and maybe do some souvenir shopping here in one of these nice local shops here as well. Pretty typical beach town, I would say. Jaco Beach is one of the more popular touristy kind of beach towns here, and lots of things to do here in terms of nightlife, as well as just general shopping, restaurants, and things like that. I think if you are short pressed on time and want to really experience a bit of the Costa Rican lifestyle, definitely check out Jaco Beach. I think this is convenient, and it is also worthwhile in terms of the overall trip time. So after a wonderful few days in Costa Rica, I'm heading back to Fort Lauderdale to get on to my final flight from there on to Atlanta. It's been a great flight so far, and I think the journey from San Jose to Fort Lauderdale was pretty easy, about a 3-hour flight, and I'm excited to be getting back home. I can see the beautiful South Florida beach in the night sky here. It looks absolutely stunning, and I think in a future trip I hope to be back here in Fort Lauderdale as well, so I can check it out more. But I think I'm going to be back in Costa Rica for some more work and maybe some more exploration as well. So stay tuned for some more interesting Costa Rica vlogs, and till then, like, share, comment, and subscribe.